Hi, this is Christopher.
And I'm Sarina.
And Sarina, we went on the road. Gulfstream Video and the Heartbeat of Tampa Bay took our stuff and we went to go see Sheriff Grady Judd of Polk County the other day.
Oh my gosh, probably one of the most familiar public figures in the state of Florida.
Absolutely.
And what a treat.
He was. He's a really cool guy. We asked him a lot of questions. We got the full video here for you right now. And stay tuned because after we roll the Grady Judd interview show, we're going to talk a little bit about behind the scenes with Sheriff Grady Judd. So here he is. Well, welcome. This is a special edition of Heartbeat of Tampa Bay. I'm Christopher Ingram.
And I'm Sarina Fazan. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, the gentleman next to us does not need introduction. Sheriff Grady Judd, thank you so much for giving
Sheriff Grady Judd.
Yes. Thank you so much for giving us your time.
Thank you very much. You know, I am a legend in my own mind.
No, you're more than in your own mind. It doesn't matter who it is I talk to, whether they're on the conservative side or the liberal side of things, whether they're white or black. You mention your name and people have an opinion. And most often than not, it comes with a smile because even if they don't like your policies, they like you. You're just like such an affable, outgoing, straight to the point kind of guy.
Well, you know, I love everybody, you know, and just because somebody may or may not have the same political view as me, that's okay. Yeah. You know, different views are good. Mm-hmm. I love people, and it's an honor to be with y'all today.
Have you ever thought about being a stand-up comic?
Do you know? No, I haven't, but I can remember as a child, my mother used to tell me, if you would just engage your brain 1/2 second before you did your mouth, life would be a lot easier for you.
Right.
I wish Mom could see me today. It worked out. You know?
That's fantastic.
Well, speaking of that, and speaking of Mom and your childhood, I mean, you are from Polk County, born and raised here.
Right.
And I just think it's so sweet because you've spoken publicly on how being a sheriff was a childhood dream.
It was. From the time I was a little bitty guy. I can remember way back in the day, Mom made me a little policeman's outfit.
Oh.
Because you couldn't just go to the store and buy stuff, and if you could, we couldn't afford it anyway. So at 4 or 5 years old, I had a little policeman's outfit, and she had a 8mm camera, and she has pictures of me walking around in my little policeman outfit. Cool. And I never changed my mind.
Isn't that something?
And my wife says sometimes I still act like I'm 4 or 5 years old.
Well, okay, Christopher, you know, I'm so happy you brought up Maurisa because you are a very public figure, but have maintained such a beautiful private life. But I know she is your high school sweetheart.
Oh, she is. Yes. From the time we were between 11th and 12th grade is when we first met. And she still every day is the sunshine of my life. And think about that. I mean, she put up with this crazy career and lack of schedule because you never plan anything. And just because you leave on vacation together doesn't mean you're coming back home from vacation together. Not long ago, we left on vacation together, and I ended up having to catch a plane and fly home. We had a big emergency. But she's used to it. And thankfully, she hasn't left me.
How many years?
54 this September.
54,
Isn't that
wow. Yeah. I'm 55. You've been married a long time, sir.
Well, we started dating when we were 5, so I'm not that old yet.
What's your favorite vacation spot with your wife?
Oh, the mountains is what I like best.
Mm-hmm.
She likes the beach best. So I don't like the beach. It's hot and sticky and sandy. So when
like Florida, right?
But you know, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah. So you go to a lot of beach vacations.
Oh, we go to the beach. I go out there in the morning. I put her umbrella in the ground, and I help her get her chair, and she has her book and her suntan lotion. And then I go back to the hotel room, turn the air conditioner down, and get my favorite book and lay there and read. And at lunchtime, I take her a sandwich.
Well, very good. You know, bringing her the sandwich is probably why I've been married 54 years. It works. Sheriff, let's talk about some issues.
Okay.
We're seeing a lot of these teen takeovers across the country. Have you had any here in Polk County, and how are you handling those?
Yeah, we have not had any here in Polk County, but I have broadcast and made it abundantly evident. You know, I want teens to have a good time, to enjoy the summer. But to gather up, to spin donuts in the middle of the road, to clog up traffic, to fight, to shoot, that's just not going to happen here. And if you as a parent can't keep your child under control, we have the laws to do that for you. But then we're going to keep you under control too, because we're going to charge you for failure to take care of your children. And there are a lot of laws, starting with child neglect, and then there's a law where you signed in order for your child to drive a car that you would be responsible for them civilly. And there's another law that says if your child does $1,000 worth of damage or $500 worth of damage, that you can be held civilly liable. So whether it's criminal penalties or civil penalties, if you don't take care of your children, we're going to take care of them and take care of you and hold you both accountable.
I think that's a very good point you bring up, because Christopher and I talk about this a lot on the show, that that responsibility of your children needs to begin at home.
Sure it does. Sure it does. That's who should be dealing with the issue, not the government. You know, my dad used to tell me, and he's long since gone, but he used to say, you know, the government's got an answer for all your problems, but you're probably not going to like their answer. So take care of your own problems and leave the government out of it. So if you take care of your children, leave us out of it. But if we have to get involved, we have the system and the process to deal with it. And we're just not going to allow children to abuse and neglect other children like that. And I call them children. They're teenagers. They're old enough to know better.
Right.
But the reality is that you need to know where your child is. And we also have curfews in this county as well.
Wow.
What do you think is the number one factor that contributes to children, young people getting involved in criminal activity and end up in the system?
Well, first and foremost, a lot of it is showing off for their partners, their buddies. You know, they're going to one up their partner. You know, it's like, hold my beer and watch this. So that happens a lot. Parents just neglect their children. They don't manage them. They don't occupy that time. And what's the old quote? Something about, you know, idle hands or the devil's workshop.
Yeah.
Right.
So I highly recommend you keep your children occupied this summer with fun things or work things.
And you know, you said that you really haven't seen it happen here in Polk County. And do you feel it's because you're very, very open about how you feel about things? And do you think that's one of the reasons why?
Well, first and foremost, people know that I tell the truth. I can't tell you that I can stop 250 kids from showing up at some place tonight. I can tell you that it'll be a painful experience for them if they do.
You know,
So choose your poison.
and your reputation, it has to be a deterrent. I mean, I see these knuckleheads that come into Polk County and they do things, and I'm like, did they not get the memo that kind of crap ain't tolerated in Polk County?
They don't pay any
Like,
attention.
seriously?
You know, they have 5 brain cells, 3 of them are on vacation, and 2 of them are drunk. You know, what can I say?
Right, that's going to happen. So back to kids. What do you think we as a society could do that isn't just a bumper sticker solution? You know, we see a lot of bumper sticker solutions, but long term, what do you think we as society could do to help improve the lives of our children, to keep them out of getting involved in the juvenile justice system?
Well, first and foremost, there's this thing about, you know, it takes a village to raise a child. I can remember as a child growing up, if I misbehaved and I was down the street, somebody else's mama would take care of me. And she'd take you by the arm and take you home to mom. And when you got home, mom believed the neighbor, not you. Okay, we've changed all that. You know, now these mothers want to know, why are you bringing my child home, and what gave you the right to bring my child home by the arm, and who told you could touch my child, and all that nonsense. So first and foremost, we must understand you get the quality community where you put effort into it, and where you work together, and that's the biggest thing, is to respect each other, to like each other, to make sure that the community operates better and more effectively. We have a forgiving criminal justice system, and all we want people to do is behave, leave each other alone, and get along in the community. So we believe that there should be a lot of public programs for the summer, and when we see that. In fact, we got a real cool program that we're launching tomorrow. We've got an ice cream truck.
Wow.
That's right. And we're starting in my old neighborhood where I was raised.
This is the Sheriff's Department's ice cream truck?
Yes,
Awesome.
it was given to us
fantastic.
by Polk Sheriff Charities. And another lady who doesn't want her name issued said, how much ice cream do y'all think you'll give away this summer? And I said, well, I don't know. She says, well, let me donate $50,000 to the charity.
Wow.
And you give ice cream away till it runs out.
That's fantastic.
So what we're going to do is we're going to show children good things happen when you do good things. And we're going to go into the neighborhood telling the children how to be safe, how to have fun, and here's a free ice cream.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
So we're going to
fantastic.
create relationships and partnerships. So we all work together to create community. It doesn't take just one of us or one discipline, but it takes all of us working together.
You know, and it's so beautiful with the food aspect, because if you talk to so many people, so many fond memories are surrounded with remembering what you ate, or
Absolutely,
you know,
yeah.
and so ice cream, of course, we both started smiling,
Yeah,
right? We all did.
yeah.
It just brings up such a good memory.
Yeah. Ice cream and puppies, like what's not to love, you know?
I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. You mentioned a word that David G., the former Hillsborough County Sheriff, used to tell me when I talked to him about this, and he said that the thing that is most contributing to juvenile crime is their lack of respect. And you mentioned that.
Well, and
You find that too.
that starts at home.
Yeah,
Once
right. It starts
again.
at home.
And when a child is raised in a home and that child is abused or neglected or is not taught to respect others, then they grow up
Not respect.
living what they learn at home.
Yeah.
So I like to tell folks that if you want a good child, you've got to raise a good child. If you want a good community, you've got to participate. You don't get to sit in the stands and be critical about the people playing on the field. Well, if you don't like the way the game is, get on the field and
Get
play.
involved. Yeah.
Get involved. And that's what we see in this county. We see a lot of people involved, and we see a lot of people involved with their children. And that's pretty cool when we see children and parents at the different parks and having a good time.
Are you surprised at how fast your county is growing? It's
Oh,
incredible.
It's shocking. We've added about 145,000 new people in the last 5 years.
Wow.
We have grown a city bigger than the largest city here in just the last 5 years.
That's crazy.
So it is pretty remarkable. And it's exciting, though, because our crime is still at a 54-year low, despite the population moving in. But that tells you it's a good, solid population. And I have people tell me, you know why I moved to Polk County? And I go, no, why? Well, Ron DeSantis is the governor and Grady Judd is the sheriff.
I know. I'm so glad that you brought that up, though, because one day, could it be Governor Grady Judd? I know you get asked that a lot.
Yeah.
Do you know, I was recruited heavily to run for governor this time. But there's one thing wrong with that. I don't want to be the governor. I'm a sheriff. I have been in law enforcement all my life, and this is my happy place. I love serving people and helping people. And so, no, I don't want to be the governor. I was asked to run for House of Representatives several times. You could be in Congress. And I think,
You would hate
well,
that job.
the only thing worse than that would be a root canal with no narcotics, you know. I love being the sheriff. I love being the person that people call and say, Grady, I've got a problem, and so far nobody's been able to help me. Well, that's a challenge to me. Well, we'll help you. You know, we may not have the yes you're thinking, but we'll try to get to a yes. And as a result of being able to be the sheriff, we created Polk Sheriff Charities. We have Jeeping with Judd and Busting Clays with Sheriff Grady Judd, and we raise hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Fantastic.
And we reinvest that in the community. And, you know, good things happen when good people work hard. So we're doing really good with the charity, and then we have some of these big box warehouses say, listen, occasionally we damage boxes and stuff that can't be sold at retail. We'll give you that stuff if you'll send it back out into the world to help those less fortunate, and promise never to tell where it came from.
Wow.
We give away semi-truckloads, millions of dollars worth of product. So imagine the horrible thing that your house burns to the ground. You and your children get out with only the clothes on your back. We take you down to what we call Ruth Mart, our warehouse, that everything is donated free. There's no government money involved in it. And we say, here, get clothes. We'll pick you out washers, dryers, stoves. You know, we got some tables this month. We never know what we're going to have from month to month. We got couches this month. Get a couch. So we reconstruct your home internally that burned to the ground.
That is fantastic.
Our ability to help those in the community has grown exponentially because I believe when you do good things happen. And that's one of the most fun parts of this job is helping those in a difficult time.
That's cool.
So I, of course, respect your decision 100%. And I know how much you love being sheriff. But I would like to say on the record, can you imagine having you as governor protecting the entire state?
Hey, there you go.
I'm just saying that.
She's got you. She's using logic
I'm
there.
just saying that on the record. But I do think believe me, I understand that it is your happy place, but you make a lot of people happy and you make a lot of people feel safe. Well, I'm surprised I'm not crying.
I appreciate that. And I truly believe government's job is to build roads, provide schools, and provide public safety, and then get out of the way. Private enterprise will grow a healthy state. They will grow a healthy community. Private enterprise will give back to the community. Government just needs to stay in its lane, and that's the problem. Many times you have government wanting to run people's private lives and people's private business. You know, just stick with what you're supposed to do. Be good at building roads and taking care of them. Be good at taking care of schools and children. Be good at public safety, and let private enterprise deal with the rest of it.
I like it. You know, I see these reports sometimes about, well, Congress only passed so many bills this year, and that's half as few as they passed last year. And I look at that and think, that's a good thing. Like the fewer laws that Congress is passing is a better thing than more laws, because they're just going to mess things up.
Well, I would like for them to pass a law that says for every law we introduce or pass, we have to take one off the books.
Absolutely. Maybe two.
Hey, two would be even better. But the reality, government does a lot of good things.
Yeah.
But government needs to get out of the way and let private enterprise make this community and all communities really, really good. And that is my philosophy on that.
All right. Well, we got it. The straight dope from Grady Judd. I got a question for you. Medical marijuana has been on the books here in Florida for a number of years. There are now more efforts to try to get legalization of recreational marijuana.
Right.
What is your take on medical marijuana? How has that affected law enforcement? And what would recreational marijuana do?
Sure. Show me one community that has recreational marijuana that's better than it was before. You can't do it because it doesn't exist. Medical marijuana, when they introduced it and when they sold it to the people of the state of Florida, said, listen, it's just medicine for the very sickest. Well, no one would care. If you're very, very, very sick, nothing else is working, why would we care that you tried medical marijuana? Only that was a lie, and it continues to be a lie. Now we got THC in drinks. We have THC gummies. We have THC gummies that look like little gummy bears that's marketed to children. So nothing good has come from medical marijuana on a global position. Now, I can't tell you there aren't individuals that obtain medical marijuana and a medical marijuana card for the exact right reason, and that's to help them with very significant issues that nothing else helped. I'm not going that far because I think that's a possibility. But what I see is it was just softening up the community for recreational marijuana. And fortunately, this state has pushed back and said, look, we've looked at these places that have recreational marijuana. Property values have gone down and people stay stoned and stumbling and laying around on the sidewalks. And it's like, you know, it's not good. It is not good. So at a time where in my decades of law enforcement, I've seen crime go down. I've seen mental health problems go up. I've seen drug addiction go up. I've seen suicides go up. I've seen teen suicides go up. So at a time where we see mental health issues off the charts and drug abuse and drug death off the charts, why do we want to legalize another mind-altering drug? It hasn't made this country better.
How's it affected law enforcement?
Well, it takes up resources. And I can assure you that our crime is at a 54-year low. But we'll go to domestic violence after domestic violence tonight, and it'll all be circled around the abuse of drugs or alcohol. We will Baker Act people all this evening, and it will be that they're threatening suicide, that they can't take it anymore. And all of that's very, very sad. So our resources need to go to help those that need help the worst, not create an environment for more drugs to create more of an addiction and more of a crutch for those that already have significant issues. I want to help people. And I can tell you at the 30,000 foot view, from my perspective, now I don't get to see the guy that goes and smokes a doobie, as we used to say, on Friday night and gets up on Saturday morning and takes his kid to the park and he's sober and everything's okay. I don't get to see that person. All I see is the death and destruction from the abuse of drugs and alcohol. I'm not letting alcohol out of the box either.
Fair enough. If you were president for a day and you could pass one law, what would it be?
Do you know, I've never thought about what that one law would be. Now, if I were president for the day and could make people like each other, that would be a good law to pass. But I think that if I were president for the day, the law I would pass would be we have to balance our budget.
Good point.
I can remember back during the Clinton years, we had a balanced budget in the United States.
And a surplus.
And now what are we, 36 trillion dollars in debt?
That's horrible.
That is inexplicable to me. It's outrageous to me. Their private enterprise nor the government would allow us personally to live in that kind of debt. So at the end of the day, if I could pass one law, absolute, unequivocal, it would be that we've got to wipe out our debt and that we have to only have a balanced budget.
This is why we need you to run for president, if not governor, because I tell you, we talk to a lot of elected officials, a lot of candidates, and no one ever talks about the big 800-pound gorilla or elephant in the room, which is the deficit and the budget, because it is absolutely going to bankrupt our children's future. And no one talks about it. And that's why we need someone like you who's a straight shooter in Washington, if not in Tallahassee.
Well, it frustrates me so much, but it's like, give it away, give it away, give it away. Well, where's it coming from?
Kick the can.
Right. And how's it helping? You know, okay, so we're 26, 36 trillion. I don't even know right now.
Yeah, you can't keep track.
In debt. So what have we done better with that?
No.
I remember Bill Clinton followed Ronald Reagan, and it doesn't happen 4 years to 4 years. It's a cycle. So I credit Reagan, I credit Bush, I credit Clinton. So Republican and Democrat. Why did we allow us to go from a balanced budget to this mess we're in now? Shame on all of you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I seriously.
The state of Florida has to balance their budget.
Right.
The county commission has to balance their budget. The city commissions have to balance their budget. Why doesn't the federal government have to balance their budget?
I kid you not, though. You were alone out on a deserted island talking about that, because I never hear elected officials talk about that, because they don't want to address it, because it requires real sacrifices and no longer giving people what they want, but what they need. And straight talk, and you just don't get it.
Well, that's why you're so loved and respected, because it's what you share the truth all the time.
Straight talk.
You straight talk.
Well, I truly believe that when people need medical help, that they can get medical help. It's abhorrent to me to think somebody has cancer and can't get cancer drugs. In this society. But if we would quit wasting our money on everything else, we could make sure the very sickest had the medicine they need, that the very young and the very old we took care of. But keep in mind, you know, we can get down and talk in politics. When they made 65 the retirement age, the average life expectancy was 62. Now the average life expectancy, I think for a man, 74, and it's 76 or 78 for a lady. Now, I'm not suggesting that Social Security be pumped up to that, but we don't scale anything. And, you know, the politicians, the federal politicians, just give it away, give it away, give it away. Well, they are strapping every bit of that debt around our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren's neck.
Absolutely. It's horrible. It's horrible. How important is your faith to you?
Oh my gosh.
Most important. I am a Christian, and I'm proud to say that I'm a Christian. And God and my Savior mean everything. I wake up every morning and I pray. First thing. And the last thing at night, I pray and ask forgiveness for everything I screwed up today. And I promise I'll try to do better. But I truly believe until you're right with God in your heart, that you can't have the appropriate vision and direction and peace in your life. You show me somebody who really, really has an emotional issue and problems, I will promise you that 99.9% of them are not right with God. And I know there are people that believe in different faiths and different religions. Well, we founded this country so that you could worship free. And I just believe if we did more worshiping and more believing in God and having faith and following our Bible, that we would have a whole lot less social problems.
Well, that's why you also, every Sunday, you go to church and preach, right?
I speak in churches, and, you know, I had the atheists get on me for a little while about, oh, he's wearing his uniform and he's speaking in churches. And he can't do that. Wait a minute. The churches call the sheriff's office and ask the sheriff. He didn't ask Grady Judd. They asked the sheriff to come speak at church, and you're surprised that I'm wearing my work clothes, right? So when they started that, oh, we're going to sue, we're going to do this, I thought, get over it. Get over it. You know, I would love nothing better, because every time y'all say something about me, my popularity goes up. So
that's great.
And ironically, we had one dust up with the president of the Atheists of Florida and the vice president of the Atheists of Florida. And, you know, there's one thing that's very important. If you're going to poke the sheriff in the eye, you need to obey the law while you do it.
Oh, no.
So they both ended up in jail. And the Atheist Association of Florida said, hey, we're not only going to take you out of your position here as president and vice president, we don't even need you in our association, because you're real bad for our public image.
That's funny.
So even the atheists couldn't stand the atheists.
themselves.
You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
So, but you know, here is my position as a Christian. Those that don't believe in God, I pray for them. But I respect them as human beings. They have the right to worship or not worship as they wish. I'm going to pray for you, and you can't stop me from doing that. But I'm not going to say ugly things to you or about you.
Right.
You are so wonderful. And, you know, you've actually helped us live longer, because they say when you truly laugh, it adds 20 seconds to your life.
So you're helping a lot of people. You make a lot of people laugh, Sheriff.
Maybe I'll live to be 120.
We
Some people wouldn't like that.
We certainly hope you do.
No, I have fun. I enjoy it.
All right.
Did you have?
Well, I do. I have one. I know you're pressed for time, but I have at least one more question. I want to ask you a traffic question.
Oh, yes.
Traffic. Yes.
Oh,
so,
yes. He's been.
My pet peeve: people that drive slow in the left lane.
Yes.
The legislature passed a law last year that toughened up the penalties enforcement. The governor vetoed it because he said it was too broad.
Right.
What are your thoughts on left lane slow travelers, and does it contribute to a lot of problems on the highway?
Well, let me back up a step so that the governor doesn't get all that heat by himself. The governor and I are very tight, very close. I think the world of Governor DeSantis. He does a lot of good things. He asked me, what do you think about this law? And I said, philosophically, Governor, I'm for it, because people in the left lane drive us all crazy. But we don't have enough lanes of travel now for the 23 million plus the tourists. If you force that law or sign that law, the legislature has passed, you're taking all of that traffic and pushing it over into the other lane or the other two lanes. There's not enough room. And then you're going to cause a lot of people to get traffic tickets that really shouldn't get traffic tickets. So if we had enough lanes of travel for the volume of traffic, I would be for it. But I recommended that the governor veto that because there's not enough travel lanes out here as it is. And if you do that, we're going to end up writing a lot of people tickets that, in my estimation, are just trying to get down to wherever they need to go.
Great explanation. I appreciate the clarification on that.
because
I was not happy about it, but you presented it with a good explanation. It makes a lot of sense.
Christopher loves talking about roads.
Right.
It's like he talks about roads all the time.
Listen, Christopher, I want you to think about this. As you are here in Florida today, the road and the traffic condition is as good as it's going to get today.
Right.
Because people, as they pour into this state, come into the state faster than we can build roads. Now, we're building a lot of roads, and I'm grateful for the state and the counties and the cities that are building roads. But we're not going to build our way out of this because think about it. We've got 23, maybe 24 million people now in this state, plus all the tourists. It's going to be busy.
Yeah, it's a capacity issue.
It is. It's capacity. But I love the state of Florida. We're safe. It's fun to be here. I mean, just think, where can you go in this country and have a Gulf and an Atlantic and a Disney World and a Universal and baseball and football and hockey? And it's like, holy moly, there's so much fun
and all our outdoor stuff and the water. And absolutely.
Sorry, we don't have as many mountains, though.
I miss my mountains, but it gives me some place to go and see them.
There you go.
Well, we so appreciate your time. We know you have meeting after meeting. And is there anything, as we wrap up our interview with you, that you would like to share?
Well, I would just like to tell everyone that I love you. I really appreciate serving, being your servant, working to keep you safe. I tell folks I don't do the heavy lifting. It's my deputies and my support staff here. But it's an honor to coach them and be a part of them. We are excited every day to wake up and say, hey, how can we make this community safer? How can we go out into the community and find people that are down on their luck, that need help, that can use a washer or a dryer or a bed or clothes? That's the exciting part about this. And after all of my years of doing this job, I still wake up most mornings before the alarm goes off because I know today I'm going to be able to help somebody.
That's awesome.
And that feeds my soul. And I believe that's what God intended my mission field to be. So thank you very much for letting me serve you.
That's public service.
Yeah.
Sheriff Grady Judd.
We love him.
Thank you for joining us today.
I've got to give you a hug.
I love hugs. I love hugs. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching Heartbeat of Tampa Bay. Well, welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that interview with Sheriff Grady Judd of Polk County, and we had a really good time.
We could have definitely talked to him so much longer, and it was so funny. I mean, he spent extra time with us because he had people waiting in the office. I mean, it's nonstop over there.
It really is. He is running a tight schedule, keeping things ship-shape in Polk County. And, we talked a little bit, I think, during the show, and then afterwards, joking with him about, I said, I can't believe people come here and commit crimes because they should know you're like the no-nonsense, just we're going to hammer you and then we're going to embarrass the crap out of you with all the little stuff that he does with video and everything that are hilarious.
I think what's so enjoyable, though, too, with him is, sometimes he doesn't shy away from anything.
No, he doesn't.
You can just ask him something and he's going to give you a direct answer.
Yeah.
So just from a journalist perspective, right? From like a traditional news perspective, he'll just tell you how he feels.
Yeah, right.
Whether you agree or not, or you don't like his policy, or you embrace it. You get an answer from him.
Yeah, you do. And it's seemingly no nonsense. I love the fact that he said the budget and the deficit
are the biggest problem facing America. I mean, I was shocked because I've worked with and talked with so many candidates and public elected officials over the years, and nary a one says what he said. And to me personally, the spending, the reckless spending, and the 30 some odd $1 trillion deficit or debt, national debt that we have, that's going to have to be paid back someday, is a real problem for our children and grandchildren, because we just keep kicking the can. Anyhow, we talked about it in the show, and I was just so pleased to hear him say that. And it just shows what a thoughtful, sound-minded person he is, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And, you know, he said, and we talked about, hey, running for governor,
Right.
you know, and you know how he said how much he loves doing what he does, and he loves keeping people safe.
Yeah.
And then we said, but yeah, you could keep a whole state. You know,
Right, you can help the whole state, not just Polk County.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Polk County's home. I think
Yeah,
he's a Polk County
yeah.
guy through and through, and he isn't going to leave. He don't want to leave. And you know, it's a different world. But you know, just thanks to him, just for being who he is and doing such a great job in Polk County. I wish every county in Florida had a sheriff like Grady Judd.
It was really, really fun. And we would encourage, you know, Christopher and I were talking about it. We decided to take the show on the road. And if you guys are interested for us to come and see you, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we're always open to different guest ideas and topics and stuff like that. So absolutely, give us a call. Reach us out to us online through the website of Gulfstream Video Studio.
Yeah. Or you could DM us on social
Absolutely.
media. You know,
Yeah,
we're easy to find.
we're easy to find. Well, cool. Thanks, Ree.
Thanks,
It was a great
Christopher.
show.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll see you next week. Bye.